Um,
Homestuck.
Homestuck. If you've been watching my Kingdom Hearts playthrough, this is going to be a very familiar opening. I goofed up. We got like
200 pages.
yeah, we got like 200 pages or so. I like made it to Act 3. Found out that there's just a bunch of audio issues.
Unusable.
It was completely unusable, not salvageable at all. So we're re-recording this. And to start off like how we did last time, I'm showing off some Easter eggs. So, hold on, I wrote them down this time. Okay, first one is we need to go to You There Boy. Getting some, okay.
You don't get any.
I forgot, there's a period. You there, period. Alright. Alright. So, while we're on this one, if you press Control T, okay, hold on. Control T, there we go. This is what happens.
Let him run.
This is the Easter egg. So that's the first one. The second one is during. It's not. The second one is during the Dave's Fat Beat Machine one. So let's see if I can remember how to. Nope. All right, here we go. We go to the next one. What we do is. There we go. And then it gives you 4 more, which are these last 4. Which I'm not gonna play any of them.
We don't get another 10 seconds of
Okay, here.
the Ghostbusters theme.
Ghostbusters, that should be.
That's it.
There we go. The Ghostbusters. All right, there we go. And then the third and final one so far. The next one's like in Act 4, so we're gonna be good for now. It is in Yup, John, there is no time for slumber. So what you gotta do is press Control T again, and then you have to put in this code, which is the code to the safe. The code is 0 2 4 9 1 3. This happened. John is dressed up in Link's attire from Legend of Zelda. The Colonel Sprite becomes the windmill guy in one of the Legend of Zeldas, and this is what happens to the Shell Imp. Turns into this monstrosity. Alright, now finally, back to this. This time, Danny's gonna be the narrator, because I don't want to read all of this again.
It's time. Are we starting?
Yeah, we're starting.
Okay. You are now the wayward vagabond.
Alright. Retreat.
Got him already.
Yeah, I got the sweet arms already. Examine the rotten pumpkin.
What pumpkin? Oh, do you want me to read the little thing
Yeah.
at the bottom? Oh, check the little red bar.
Alright.
It appears to be a gauge for a large power cell, perhaps fueled by some type of nuclear reaction. If this is the case, it is relatively low on fuel, but who knows how long it has been running here. You do not care about this sort of nonsense, and you will disregard it at once. You are very hungry. Capsulog can of gravy. Capsulog? You have no idea what that means. It is total nonsense, and you do not know what to make of it. You will not give the foolish notion a second thought. Pick up the can of gravy. Just pick it up.
The absolute elation I had realizing that Finally. No more captcha for a bit. You have no idea. Anyway, pick up can of gravy.
You just pick it up. You are now holding the can of gravy. Use sharp teeth to poke a hole in the lid of the can.
All right.
Your teeth are useless for the task. They are blunt like that of livestock, presumably suitable for mashing up plant matter, and not for puncturing metal. Attempt to open can with your weak, pathetic digits. Your weak, pathetic digits are not strong enough to penetrate the can. Your fingers are certainly pointy enough.
Your fingers?
Fingers! And your black carapace is suitably rigid, but you just don't have enough muscle for the task. Take the can labeled beans.
Hey, Danny, let me ruin your day.
Huh.
Homestuck started 14 years ago.
Oh, God.
If I did the
So long.
If I did the math right, it should be 14 years ago.
Probably is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you take that too. Examine can of custard. The can clearly reads...
The clan?
The clan? The can? I think I'm combining words. The can clearly reads mustard, a fact of which you were perfectly well aware. It is sort of cumbersome holding all these cans at once. You doubt you can hold many more than this. Maybe one or two. You'll need to find something to put stuff in if you want to carry... Oh.
Sorry.
If you want to carry a lot of things around.
Alright.
Stop checking things while I'm reading.
I'm sorry, I had to make sure audio was okay. Here, I'm gonna change it so hopefully we can... I'm gonna hopefully move it so you...
No, you don't get to.
Aw.
That's the smallest it's gonna get.
Yeah, alright.
You drop all the cans and take a look at your wrist. It is a sort of specialized barcode pattern. This brings back unpleasant memories, and you would prefer not to dwell on it. Examine the small potted plant. What plant? Checkbook on human etiquette. It appears half the pages of this book have been eaten. The daunting volume is considerably lighter than it once was. You are somewhat skeptical about the nutritional value contained by these pages. However, of the practical wisdom they contain, there can be little doubt. You have learned so much. Clear out all the cans inside the purple machine. You empty the peculiar cabinet and take a quick inventory of your canned goods. You have beans, mustard, gravy, bread, shrimp, asparagus, cheese, rice, corn, peas, flour, chestnuts, mayo, ham, potatoes, and squash.
You must be very excited that they have mayo.
I'm excited about the canned shrimp. Such bountiful plenty, and yet the delights taunt you from within their small metal prisons. Search room for can opener. You have already looked all over the place for a can opener, even making a few electronic inquiries about one, to no avail. Nothing else inside the purple thing either. I love that he's the reason John was thinking so hard about a can opener. Locate a nearby sharp object.
Can I please? Okay, there we go.
You wield your trusty knife. You're not sure what they're called. It's an old...
You missed it.
Oh, it is actually A. You're not sure what they're called. It's an old, rusted one of those red mailbox arm-swingy flappy doodads.
Call the fucking flag! Sorry.
Either for letting you know there is going to be mail in the box, or maybe for alerting the mailman to outgoing mail to be collected. You don't know, really. You've wrapped a little piece of cloth around it for the grip. It is useless for opening cans. Be the imp. This means nothing to you. You are not an imp. You have no idea what an imp is, and you will not entertain such frivolous and childish ideas ever again. You feel stupid and hate yourself a little for even considering it. Become the mayor of Cantown. As the glorious founder and mayor of Cantown, you erect a dignified, majestic city hall out of cans, fittingly capped with a tomb of good manners for the roof. Tome of good manners for the roof. I couldn't see it from here. You have given yourself a very official and important-looking mayoral sash made out of old cables to complete your look of authority. A number of rather civic-minded citizen cans gather in front of the building to offer adulation to their fair and
magnanimous
Wait, no. Leader.
Whatever the fuck.
All is well.
Who cares? It's just Homestuck. Who cares?
All is well. Move on. You immerse yourself in this beautiful dream as you whittle away the minutes, or perhaps hours. You love the idea of being a mayor. You love everything about mayors and the concept of an orderly, civil democracy. It all seems so mannerly and reasonable to you. Everyone is friendly and happy, and the city runs like clockwork. The foundation of the government is based on mutual respect between the leader and its people. It is also built on having a really great mayor that everyone loves and who is totally amazing and heroic and brave. Mayors are so much better than kings. You hate kings. You think kings are.
I'm sorry.
What did I tell you? You think kings are really stupid.
So mean to me.
They are petty, bossy tyrants who are really full of themselves and are basically awful in every way. God, do you hate kings?
All right, I can agree. I can agree on that front.
I love the mayor.
I hate monarchies.
Explore west of Cantown. Over here is the other side of the room. There's another one of those purple storage boxes and some useless objects scattered around the floor. Use glowing green rock to open cans. You pick up the nugget of uranium and... Oh, that was so stupid. Why would you do that?
Oh, you can actually see it in his stomach.
Yeah. Examine box of crayons. It's chalk numbnuts. Inside the box, there are 12 pieces of chalk in every color of the 10 pieces of chalk in most colors of the rainbow. You are excited by this.
Right.
Try to open the storage box. It's locked. There must be some sort of release mechanism for this thing. Examine contents of yellow container. The container is full of motor oil. This does not seem useful to you right now. Rescue that poor lightning bug. There is nothing you can do for this new little friend. Attempting to crush the amber encasing the firefly would likely cause it harm. It nevertheless bravely flashes on. You find its light alluring, inspiring. To you it seems as if it could quite easily serve as the light of democracy. Use the chalk to draw some roads.
You good? Did you good there? Did Toby scare you?
Yeah.
Toby's also here, but he's sort of a silent protector.
Yes. Ivor is so gently and silently
I'm
playing.
listening to Bubblegum KK.
He's playing Animal Crossing.
Not a peep.
Not a, who he needs to give KK Slider his full attention, obviously.
He even has his headphones in, too.
Yeah, fully just jamming out.
Nothing else is happening on his screen right now besides KK Slider.
After a while, we just hear some very soft singing along.
You sketch a handsome network of sprawling thoroughfares for your citizens to traverse. The adoring population applauds its mayor's keen instincts for city planning. You even add some lush vegetation to your city with a piece of blue chalk, because you can't seem to find a more suitable color for some reason. Lay a chalk foundation for Cantown's civic growth. You develop westward, settling those fertile plains and claiming them for your city. You section off a number of residential and commercial zones for civic growth, arranged in the only logical pattern that occurs to you. You color the residential zones with your piece of white chalk, but for some reason none of the colors in the box strike you as suitable for the commercial zones. Perhaps there is an alternative. Use your own P for the commercial zones.
I want to say the only thing I remember of Homestuck's Lost Session, which I have a feeling every game I play or thing I read will have a lost session at this point. What are you pointing at?
The chicken.
Oh, the window is open currently to help keep it nice and cool in here, and we have chickens. So there's a chicken walking around outside. Sorry for these visual gags.
We get distracted really easily.
You get distracted really easily.
I do.
But all I remember is that like we just made a joke about just like halfway through we just hard pivot and just all of a sudden are playing City Skylines. Just like intensely really getting into it.
You cannot urinate because you have not had anything to drink in quite some time. You are very thirsty. Although that is a really terrible... Also, that is a really terrible idea. You would not consider befouling your wonderful city in that way for even a moment. Use motor oil to designate commercial zones. You fill each empty square with a bit of motor oil to complete the zoning. It looks rather striking to you. You can hardly imagine that an up-and-coming young can trying to make it in the world would not be delighted to live in your fair district. You are very careful not to get any of the unpleasant fluid on your person. Peel label from can of mayo and affix it to sash.
There we go.
Suffix. Mayor. Survey surroundings in search of more terrain for city. Surveying. Surveying. It seems you have run out of territory for your western expansion, but there is still a lot of empty wall space. Perhaps your citizens would be happier with a colorful backdrop that would make them feel more at home. Using most of your imagination and an entire piece of sky blue chalk, you render a bright and cheerful sky full of clouds. You have decided that very closely orbiting your city is a luminous planet which orbits a single moon. You switch to another shade of blue and continue rendering on the western wall. Orbiting much further from your city are 4 planets. None of these have satellites, you have decided. Yes, that makes sense, you think.
Something, probably foreshadowing. I don't know.
Shadow, 4.
Shadow.
4, 4. Shadow.
Foreshadowing, yeah.
Continue.
God, we're so funny. Alright, and he's freaking out over there.
He's fine. And on the southern wall, beyond an impenetrable veil of darkness, occupying the furthest orbit yet, there's an ominous planet. A moon circles this one, too.
Yeah, I wonder what planet that is.
Check the rampaging boy on the screen.
Well, he's dead.
Oh yeah, it's that guy. You'd almost forgotten about him and his confusing shenanigans. It seems like he has things well in hand at the moment. He does not appear to need your help, and you have already concluded that he cannot help you, at least for the time being. Turn on the other 3 screens.
Alright. Taking a little nap.
You have no idea how to turn these on. There is no mouse for this weird quadra-monitored computer, and they can only be operated through text commands from its keyboard. Perhaps there is a special key or command which will allow you to switch to another monitor.
Press
tab.
Oh, okay, very slowly. Okay. Alright, that's it. Cool.
Tab!
I'm very embarrassed to admit this. I just got that joke. Last time I was just tired. I'm like, I don't want to be reading this.
Consume several cans. You free the heavenly brown elixir from the jewels of pink carapace and imbibe like the wind. Imbibe? Like the wind. It is so sweet and sugary. You wonder how so much sugar can fit in 1 can. Whatever mighty wizard concocted this potion is truly deserving of your fear and respect. Welcome the rest into the city. The tabs are naturalized as loyal new citizens of Cantown. All cans are welcome and equal in your city, regardless of can content and whether empty or full. It's not like emptying a can kills it or anything. They are just cans after all. Hit escape. Feeling refreshed and heavily caffeinated, you go back to work on the big computer. You hit escape, which seems to minimize the action window thingy, and reveals the history of all the commands you've entered.
Then all the other stuff, blah, 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 blah.
Stuff we went through already. John, put the bunny back in the box.
Jesus. Okay, there we go.
You use the arrow key to scroll up a bit. You can't believe how much you've already typed into this stupid contraction. What a waste of time.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Okay.
You scroll all the way up to your first command. It looks like there are more commands above it. Maybe someone was entering commands on this thing before you? There aren't many more. At the top of this list appears to be the very first command. Type switch to.
Welp.
You activate screen 2. The signal is garbled, and you have no idea what you're looking at. Some sort of filthy beggar pleading for help? No one is around, and nothing is happening. You seem to be locked out of any sort of interaction with whatever is happening on this monitor. Type switch 3.
Something way more entertaining.
It's another one of those rapscallions. This monitor is locked too. You can't tell him what to do. Not that you really want to, since it looks like more confusing nonsense to you. You consider switching to screen 4, but decide against it. You have a feeling that whatever is there would just confuse you even more, and you don't even really care that much anyway. Type home.